Hey friends, this week for Succulents in Seconds, we're also talking a little bit more about light. I've just been paying a lot of attention to lights because I have a new grow light setup that I've been using for about 3 months now, and it's been fantastic. But I've noticed something that I thought was really interesting that I want to share with you about just the positioning of succulents under lights. And this is going to be the case whether you're growing succulents outdoors or indoors with a grow light. But just some subtle changes in the location of a succulent will dramatically change the amount of light it gets. So let's get flipped around and I will show you what we've got going on. All right, so here we have my succulents that are on these shelves with grow lights. So I have some long LED grow lights that are just white on these shelves. And if you watched our 30 succulents in 30 days videos, you likely recognize a lot of these succulents because that's where most of them came from. But what I wanted to show you is I put these succulents here starting in October under these lights. And there are two succulents that look dramatically different, even though they were put here at the same time. They've been under the light the same amount of time, but their coloring is just really, really distinct. So what I want to show you first is this one right here. So right here we have a Sedum new Spamaranium, and it is planted next to this Echeveria Pearl von Nurnberg with some Portulacaria afra, Echeveria elegans, and a variety of things here. So you can see it's kind of shaded by this Pearl von Nurnberg. So if I look at it from above, you can see it's really got some shade there. And actually this pot has normally been turned like this, which maybe doesn't seem like it makes a huge difference, but it does change the light directionality a little bit on that plant. So you can see though it's got some green or yellowing in the center, but the edges are orange, right? Because it's been under the light, it's getting plenty of color. You can see this Pearl von Nurnberg is not stretching at all. So it's getting plenty of light. But because it's shaded a little bit, that inner part is lighter in color and doesn't have like the bright orange. Now we're gonna move over to the other side, and these lights are on about 12 hours a day. You can see these Sedum new Spamaraniums, or copper tone sedum, they look a lot different. You can see how deep red they are. These are definitely getting a lot more light, even though they are actually a tiny bit further away from the lights. But they don't have anything blocking them, right? So that Pearl von Nurnberg is really shading the little guy that is over here next to it. So that's just an example of how, even though your succulents can be under, technically like the exact same amount of light, just depending on the plants around it and different things that are shading it, they might not be getting as much light as you think they are. So pay attention to that with your succulents. I would challenge you to go look right now and just see where your succulents are placed. And maybe there's one that's on the back side of an arrangement, like this Echeveria elegans, that if this were a window right here, this Pearl von Nurnberg would be getting a lot more light than the elegans on the back. That's just a little bit further away from the window, but again, would be shaded by that larger plant. So pay attention to little things like that, because that can make a huge difference in how your succulents look, just based on just a slight change in their location. Thanks so much for joining me this week for Succulents in Seconds. So make sure that you pay attention to where your succulents are and take a look at just the little nuances that might make a big difference in how you are caring for them or how your succulents are looking and appearing in your garden. We'll see you next week.